work. I literally had class from like 9 till now, but if I don't do it now, I'm gonna regret it. So, first week, maybe all nighter. We'll see. Oh, I don't want to. Anyway, right. I'll see you when I get home, regardless of how tired I am. I had a really long day. It's super late right now. But I just still wanted to make a remark about some of the things that I've learned. Today I took a history class with like a whole bunch of readings. I'm not slightly, obviously dyslexic in that it was really, really hard for me to finish all the readings. So I've like listened in and tried as much as I could, and the history class that I was taking was super interesting. I wish I was able to fully prepare always for the class, but architecture school has a lot of things balanced. One of the things feels like in architecture school is to know the priorities and like juggle. You can never have enough time for anything. You just deal with what you've got and make the best of it. That kind of bothers me because I am either 0 or 100 type of person, but I will slowly get it. So on the history class today, I've learned the difference between modernity and the modern architecture and the modern. So when I write like a modern society, apparently that's starting after the Renaissance, where technology replaces the religious or all the medieval ancient values, and then more focus on science and logic driven. And modern architecture is a completely different thing, where like Le Corbusier, Mies van der Rohe, and no other type of aesthetic and type of style of modern. And we sometimes use modern as like a current, or like at the time, as also an adjective, I think. Anyway, so it was a lot, but that the class was kind of gone on just discussion and like conversation, and like have value in critical thinking, that you can ask a good question rather than like memorizing what year what happened kind of thing. Because like in my head, history class was more like, can you remember this number? Can you remember this name? Can you spell this out? But apparently it's not like that. And it was just so interesting. Like, it felt like every individual person's opinion was valued in the same time. Assuming that we don't need to just memorize those information, whether being able to interpret it and become a real intellectual who can actually wrap their head around it and have an opinion, analyzing and synthesizing different information. And it's just so weird. Like, I'm sure I did a decent amount of analyzing and synthesizing in engineering, but it wasn't about personal interpretation. It was just interpretation. And there was a right and wrong. So I don't know. Maybe in depth further in engineering also it becomes a little bit fuzzy, and like the interpretation gets a lot more flexible, but it was a lot more rigid in my memory. So that was very, very, very cool. And the like value in people's interest, like I don't understand, like this is so cool but it's so confusing. Like like in mathematics, you do have certain type of intuition, like for example structural engineering. I do have somewhat of a intuition of like, oh, this and this, like the moment, and it will work this way. But then it needs to be proven mathematically and quantitatively. But in architecture, intuition was what is actually driven force. And there's definitely a lot of wrongs, but there is, as long as you do follow the certain logic, that like logic finding and pattern understanding, any intuition could be of a value. So like, I guess that's how everything works in the world, other than like engineering and mathematics. Like even business, it's a lot of intuition in play. So it's just very cool. I am a very intuitive person. I do get a lot of things without formulated things. So I think I can handle this. This is really interesting. I like it. And except the part that everyone wears black. I can't stand that for some reason. Come on. Like, just like Rome, like Roman architecture and Roman art, we think that the sculpture is like so cool in white marble, but it was actually painted in colorful world. But then people nowadays just think that it's like super chic, that it used to be. It is white and stuff. It's like that. Like, I prefer not wearing black because I think it goes along with like the Rome and their marble sculpture being white. So, do I make any sense? Am I just tired, drunk? Probably. I'm so tired. Can't think coherently. Hopefully my white shirts and then the white marble concept went and made sense. So, black shirt in architecture and the white marble. And yeah.